Top of the morning, Minecraft fans. It's Collins, and we're in the world playing around again. So we made a few changes. Let's take a look and see what we did. I haven't done a whole lot here. I'm going to kind of clean this up. I moved my nether portal. So we made some of these obsidian pressure plates. These apparently only players set these off. So we hid the vanilla portal behind the obsidian pressure plates. And I'll end up the coordinates on this. This is exactly 1/8 coordinates. And let's go through here. So this comes out in the nether. Ah, wow. Like in the ceiling of the nether. And then we just got a little pathway going back to the where the old portal was down here. So here's our portal where we came down from, and that's where the old portal used to be. And here's that little dirt box I built to make the dark iron. And it's actually out here the other day. So we found the nether fortress, and it's way over there. It's probably like 2,000 blocks in the nether over there. It's pretty far off. So I came in here yesterday because I needed some more glowstone. And I was over here digging some glowstone up, and I cut off this lava source, and I was working on this glowstone over here. And can you see the mini-map? There's a freaking nether fortress right here. I went all over hell and back for another fortress. I went clear across the nether. There's one right here. And there's like a blaze spawner pretty close by. Anyhow, let's get back to... oh, look, there's wither skeletons. Let's get those guys. Let's not hit the zombie pigman, though. Oh, fail. Actually, let's just do this. Let's walk over here. They will aggro, and the zombie pigmen will stay. And we'll use our overpowered mod weapons to kick the butts. Is that other one gonna come up here? Come on, take the stairs. You know you want to. Where's he at? Is he stuck? Yes, he is. Alright, we don't want to spend a lot of time down here. Let's get back to the overworld. Meet you there. Okay, the nether, we'll tackle the nether later. So we got, I sunk the tank down here, so all of the railcraft tanks that I've been making are underground with the roof. The top of the tank is level with the floor here, so I have this whole floor carved out. So we have this, this is a world anchor, and it loads 9 chunks, 3x3, so we have, 3x3 chunks over here, and I let the turtles mine the whole thing out, and I kind of have, this is my little workroom I have going on over here. So I moved my bedroom that I had in a little derpy dirt hut, and so now we have a nice view of the work floor out here. So we have a whole bunch of tanks over here. We have a lava tank, and then I have bee stuff. So I have seed oil, and we have some honey over here, and then there's liquid DNA down here. So I started with some bee stuff, and I started doing some bee sorting things, so we kind of got some things going on over here. I even got some bees that are producing iron. Oh, they're actually doing it now. But this iron nugget, 26377, is not the same as a normal iron nugget, 5264. So it took me a while to figure that out, and because I took an iron bar, broke it into these 9 iron nuggets of this number, and stuck them in the pipe to go up here. But iron nuggets, when the bees were producing them, were spitting out on the floor. So if you ever do sorting with the bee nuggets, it's a different ID than regular iron nuggets, and you gotta use that type. But we got some bee sorting. We brought power. You saw the EUs coming in underground, and it's going through these energy converters. So we got buildcraft power coming out here for our machines. And I kind of like these little apiary chests. Oops. I like these apiary chests, except for this one freaks out on me. So you can see all these different bees coming in here. These are actually, for the most part, all the same, so that it doesn't stack them when you put them in one at a time. I'm running these apiaries, and this one's not doing anything right now. I got a bunch of chocolate frames, and I got some impregnated frames. And you see I have a bunch of apiaries. These are pretty Easy to set up, they're not too hard to build, and then you just go wooden pipe on the side, and then down here is an apiary pipe that says put any bees back up the top, and anything else gets dumped down, and you saw the piping system down below. So I got a bunch of production bees. Well, there's not a lot of production bees. I got a bunch of different bees, and I've been randomly throwing bees together and just letting them do their thing, and I kind of figured out what we got going on. So I think if we start here, yeah, so I have common bees, and common bees are the most common, I guess. That's basically when you crossbreed a couple natural bees, and I figured out the way to upgrade to do the bee breeding is you just kind of keep the chain of them. So right now this common bee, the only real purpose she's serving is she's making a bunch of common drones for me, and then I'll probably just shut that off. And the next one after common is cultivated, so I have a purebred cultivated, and she's making a bunch of cultivated drones. And then I've got an oily one over here. I accidentally actually made that one. And then we got this excited one, and we're trying to breed the redstone dependence out of her. I got a redstone torch there, but trying to make my excited bees work off flowers. I had them doing lightning bolts, but that is gone. And then I worked on a couple of lines. So we have this, let's see, where is it? Yeah, so we have this noble line. So you have noble, and then you get to majestic, and then you get to imperial, and they make royal jelly. So I have two. And then I have worker bees over here. So diligent, and then industrious. And industrious makes pollen. It's not pollen, it's something else that I need. But basically, to go from apiaries to alvearies, you need these industrious bees to make one thing, and the imperial bees to make another. So right now they're churning out some stuff, and hopefully we'll get enough things so we can make some big apiaries. And then right now most of these bees are just basically I'm breeding a purebred. So the next time I need a common bee, I'll start off with a native bee and grab like a whole stack of common drones and crossbreed until I get a common and a cultivated or whatever, and whichever chain I need to go down to. But I kind of discovered some of these by mistake. So I got an oily queen producing oily combs, and this excited queen, this exciting, produces redstone honeycombs. Awesome. And then I got one producing iron. We saw the iron being sorted down below. And then some of these are just here to make more queen or more drones. And then I have this thing for breeding. I have some soul frames and then some chocolate frames. So basically I breed, crossbreed, and then put them in there and let them die off really quick with the chocolate frames, and then crossbreed again until I get what I want. And then there's just a chest I can throw stuff in, and it'll go into the bee sorting system downstairs. So you saw all those pipes up there in the ceiling come down here, and then everything gets sorted out. And the cactus, the bees are not tied into the main storage yet, so the main sorting. So there's all the bee stuff. So yeah, I keep having to do this. This is so annoying. You can see these all stacked, they're all the same, but it puts them in wrong. And then I just have some stuff going in here, so anything that's not pure that comes down here gets put in the gene pool, any bees, and they get turned into liquid DNA. And then I'm centrifuging a bunch of combs, and then squeezing some stuff to get honey. Let's see, how does this work? The honey drop and the honeydew. So half of them get squeezed, half of them get put into storage. And then I got a bunch of propolis and a whole bunch of this beeswax. And then these are the things I need for apiaries. So I need royal jelly and pollen. And the royal jelly comes from the imperial or whatever bees, and the pollen comes from the industrious ones, and then everything else just kind of goes in here. I've been saving the honeycomb, so I have a stack of whatever type of comb. And then, these are 25 of these glowing combs. Once I get a stack of these, I'll start putting them in the squeezer, and then I'll get redstone out of the extras. And then I'll just have a stack of combs in case. I don't know why, but just because. And then the same with the oily combs. And I don't have... there isn't a special iron comb. I think they produce rocky combs. I don't know. But once I get 9 iron nuggets from the bees, I'll turn them into a pattern to make iron bars, and we'll stick the iron in the system. So I'll have bees and endermen producing iron. It'll be crazy. And then I've been playing with the farm blocks over here. So, and I didn't automate any sort of mushroom automation. This is good old-fashioned vanilla. Stick a mushroom on a spot in the dark and let it grow. But I've been playing with the farms. So we got, these are the this is the harvester planter setup here. So changed this around a little bit. So I got flax over here, I got carrots, potatoes, and acacia trees. There's the acacia tree. Zoom. I love the way it does that. Carrots, potatoes, wheat. And then I combined some of the tree stuff around. So this harvester doesn't have a it does have a planter. But I've got zirconium soil for one piece of cactus and one sugarcane and one vanilla oak sapling. And then this is just other saplings. I had rubber trees in here, but I filled up my rubber barrels almost, so I kind of switched it to acacia to get some variety. But this has a whole bunch of this zirconium soil, and the planter here from this, the planter will plant vanilla trees only, so only pure oaks and pure birch and pure jungle and pure of the ones that come from the snow biome. Can't think of the name. Only those 4 types of saplings will go on the zirconium soil, but the planter other saplings will go on zirconium soil, but this planter can only plant the 4 vanilla kinds on there. Love that. That's just awesome. Zoom. So right now I've got him doing oak, and I got an artificial glass ceiling because the oak trees sometimes get kind of big. That's freaky. The oak trees sometimes get a little too big for the harvester, so I got an artificial ceiling up here to limit the height of the oak trees, and you can see those kind of grow pretty fast. They actually grow so fast that I shut off the vanilla or the turtle tree farm, and this barrel's getting almost full. The oversized barrel, the extra dimensional barrel's almost full. But I got a lot of that stuff, so we may have to start using more power. I love watching that thing chop trees. It's so cool. Yeah, so you saw some of the zirconium soil downstairs. I'll show you that. So we got zirconium soil blocks. One of these is the tree. That's this one, and then one of these is the tree. One of these is the cactus and the sugarcane. So that's sugarcane. That's cactus. This is the tree one. And the tree one's extra long, and I actually had it going all the way down, but I'm starting to fill up my charcoal barrel, so I took about 20 blocks off of this. I actually literally cut it through the floor and almost had it down to bedrock. It was crazy. And the oak trees were growing super fast. But you can do that. It's pretty cool. So vanilla trees you can grow with the harvester planter with zirconium soil. Just the other types of trees you cannot do. And this thing seems to pump out enough stuff that I need. And then we did the cow thing. So I set up my cows and actually have this. Took a while to figure this out, but I actually have an automatic book farm. So the cow spawner down here is hooked up to this red alloy wire, and it's hooked up to, these are crafting tables, fabricators. So it's basically Zycraft's version of the auto crafting table. And there's a pump that pumps only books out, and that one stays on. And there's an ender chest that I feed, that's matched up to my sorting system that feeds leather and sugarcane into this ender chest. And when I turn this red power signal off, it inverts this lamp, which turns on those the 2 redstone engines. And then this is actually using the emerald transport pipe the way it's supposed to be used. So the recipe to make a book is 3 pieces of paper, which comes from 3 sugarcane, and 1 leather. So the emerald transport pipe does what they called, it's on the website, they call it blocking round robin, which means it will pull one of these out, then one of those, then one of those, then one of those, and then cycle back through. So if you have 2 things in here, it needs both of them before it'll pump out. Like if you put dirt and stone in here, it will only pump dirt, 1 piece of dirt out, and then wait for stone, and then 1 piece of stone, or 1 stack if you have a bigger engine or whatever. But it's not like a pure filter. You can't just put 10 things in here and it will randomly pull out 10 things whenever they're in that chest. It actually does it in the order that it's in here. So this will pull out 3 sugarcane and leather. The sugarcane goes in here and makes paper. The leather goes in here with the paper, and the fabricators will pull stuff from adjacent inventories. So as soon as the paper gets made and it gets stored over here, this fabricator can pull it in with the 1 piece of leather and make a book. And then this pump I leave on because it's set up to only pull books out, and the books go into the chest. And the chest is hooked up to an automatic, or just a regular gate actually, to put out a redstone signal if the inventory is not full. So when I take a book out, I have an inventory free. You can see the red signal went off, which means cows are starting to spawn. And they fall down about 8 blocks, go through a lava blade, fall down about another 8 blocks, and there's a turtle down there killing them, putting their drops into the mainline storage ender chest, which goes into barrels and eventually goes back into here. And then the other thing that happens when this red signal's off is these guys can start working, and these guys can start pumping. So you'll see they'll pump leather and sugarcane out, and they'll automatically make paper, which will actually you can see it, there's a little animation on the top here. It's kind of cool, these fabricators. So sugarcane makes paper, paper goes with the leather, makes books, and the books get piped out. And then the idea is I'll carry or I'll have an ender chest for books somewhere, and then if I have a space free, it will automatically turn this farm on and automatically start killing cows for me. So I'm going to artificially shut this off by filling up the chest, and that turns the red signal on and shuts everything off. So it's pretty automated. I got an automatic book factory. It's pretty cool. The only thing I need to do is I need to get another matching chest of this for the Enderman farm, I think. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff that we did. I think this is pretty much the gist of it. I haven't been trying to produce lava, and I haven't made any magmatic engines, and there's the slime chunk down there. And I'm not really sure what to do with the bees right now to continue them on. I think I'm just going to keep producing pollen and royal jelly, and then we'll make some apiaries and figure out what we're going to make from there. Maybe we'll make a couple production apiaries and a breeding apiary. And it's nighttime, so not all my bees are nocturnal. I think we will sleep. See, I've been really into the bees, and it's kind of boring, so I didn't want to put a lot of that on camera. The other thing that I've really been into is the Thaumcraft. So my Thaumonomicon is loaded to the bar. We have a whole bunch of stuff. I haven't figured out how to make this. This is the frost one, I think. We pretty much have this. I've been trying to get brains in a jar, and I have brains in a jar now. I just recently got it, but I pretty much had to fill the whole tree up before it would let me research the brains in the jar. It's kind of annoying. Like, I don't know what a void capsule is good for. I know what arcane levicators are. Arcane ear? Really? And the arcane bellows and infernal furnace. I don't know if we want to do one of those around here. I do have a thaumium scoop. We're gonna have to make a grafter though, because you saw the oak tree by the bees, and it has some leaves that I know are different, and I need to grab them. And this is mostly just research stuff. So the junk books like Bane of Arthropods, I've been using those for research because they have research properties to them. I think there's a bug in the way the nodes work around here, because like they don't go away. Let's take a look. So if we go over here to where my charging chest is, that's also where I keep the goggles of revealing. The flux is moderate around here, and it's never gone down. So we're here. A few episodes back I mentioned I moved the Thaumcraft stuff over here because there's a big node over there, and there's a little tiny nasty node over here. So you can see it switches to 217, and it's moderate flux also. There's also another node out in the savannah over there somewhere. But the flux is a little weird around here, and the arcane alembics kind of help. Oh! And I need to move some of these around. But I do have all the golems too, so I think we can do some stuff with the golems. Do some of the farm things with those. And then we got the turtles over here. So one of the things that I did was, I think it's this. Yeah. So I have a new excavate command which is basically the default excavate command, except for nothing in slot 1. Put an ender chest in slot 1. So I basically just took the default excavate command and changed the reaction that the turtles do when their inventory is full. So instead of running up to the surface and dumping stuff in a chest, they basically just pop an ender chest above their head, fill it up, grab the ender chest again, and then continue on. And that worked really well for clearing this out. And I want to get it to where they grab lava with buckets and refuel themselves too, which I don't know if I'll need with the charging stations. But that'll keep from making the things that they mine out kind of messy. But I'm still working on some of the stuff for the script for that. And I haven't found one on the internet already, so yeah. And then we have a plate bending machine, my first Greg tech. And I put one of my bat boxes here next to it because everything I read about Greg tech says that every machine I read about, you need dedicated so-and-so EU per tick, so put a whatever next to it. So this thing only needs 32 EU a tick, so I just gave it its own bat box. It's Greg tech, I didn't want to deal with it. And I originally dropped a set of bat box down over here and it blew up because this is my medium voltage line. But yeah, plate bending machine. So the plate bending machine we use to make the advanced electric jetpack. And the cool thing about that is it automatically charges my tools. And we have everything put together to make another advanced electric jetpack. And did the recipe change on me? Because why is that not showing up? Oh, everything except for these two plates, which I made. Alright, advanced electric jetpack. You need an advanced lap pack and an electric jetpack. So I had two normal electric jetpacks, and I used one to upgrade this one, and we're going to use the other one to make a backup one. And I don't really, it hasn't really run out of steam on me, so I don't really need it for recharging purposes, but if I die, I'll have a backup jetpack. So we got that. That's kind of cool. Made a bunch of these wands, and after I put frugal on the wands, I realized you can put, there's a recharging book you can put on them. And then the vile swords with soul stealer on them. I kind of been playing with a creeper one and a skeleton one and a zombie pigman one. The zombie pigman one, I really only use it when the zombies come through my portal. But just kind of dinking around since I hadn't made all these extra shards. And I just realized you can actually make an angry zombie one. Not just regular zombies, angry zombies. So we might do that. I don't know, depends on how many brains I need. But creeper would be cool for gunpowder, and the skeleton would be good for bones. And you've seen the Enderman farm. The way Enderman spawn, the way mobs spawn, in the end when there's no blocks around at all, there's just open space, the natural spawning is like better than a tier 5 spawner. You can't really beat it. Let's take a look at this. So I got some more scaffolding down here. So the cows come through a lava blade, they come down here, and I had turtles down here, but I don't need them, so they land and take some fall damage, and then they're on fire and they die, and then the transposer just sucks all the drops up, and they go into mainline storage, or processing. So I don't really need anything over here. I don't need this for experience. I don't need anything else to kill them except for the vanilla lava blade. So that's it. And if you've seen some of my vanilla stuff, you saw me do this lava blade before, and I talked about it in the multiplayer episodes I did, and I talked about it in my single player. Basically, this is the lava source block, and it flows 4 blocks, so 1 plus 3 more. And at the very last block, it's at its thinnest. So there's one of these on each side. So at the very last block that it will flow, it's at its thinnest, and it's flowing over signs. And that means that the cows, when they're falling, they only need about 8 blocks of fall height to start out with before they'll fall right through there. They won't actually stay there and die inside the lava and have their drops disappear. And then they fall another few blocks, take some more fall damage, and then burn to death. And that means I automatically get cooked beef. So you can see we're eating steak, automatically pre-cooked steak. And here's the tanks, so you can see the tanks hanging down. I was talking about doing another floor below here, but I don't know if I want to. Maybe. I'm still trying to figure out if I want a steam engine. I think when we start doing Greg Tech, we're going to do some serious steam power just to get the power up. And we'll either go straight through the energy bridges, but I think it's actually more efficient to take the steam and go through industrial steam engines and then convert that into EU. I think that'll give us more power. I'll have to look at the numbers and maybe try it out in Creative or something. But you see my wires running around everywhere. The other thing I did with the wires is the glass fiber cable loses something after 40 blocks. It'll start losing EU. So all of these runs are less than 40 blocks, and then I just take the MV converters and up convert it and then down convert it again, or down convert it and then up convert it again. And that seems to work out because there were some things where the power looked funny, like my charging station does like a little glitchy rechargy thing, and since I've put those converters in, it doesn't do that anymore because all of my glass fiber is under 40 blocks in length. And man, I'm talking about a lot of stuff this episode. Blast furnace over here, the crazy laser array. I cut some of this roof off, and I don't want to build anything above here. I like this, like it's like one of those little, you go to those warehouses and you know the boss's room is up in the corner on the edge or something. So I kind of like this. We got this open work floor here, and then I just got my little room with the viewing area. So I think we'll leave it at that. Maybe we'll tear some more of the roof off of this. But I like the way this looks, and I think I'm going to keep my main base to these 9 chunks. We'll just leave it at the 9 chunks and see how much stuff we can squeeze in here. We always have more height to either go up or down. So I think maybe we'll have, when we make the big Alvearies, we'll put those somewhere, maybe here, maybe not. So this edge of the chunk is part savanna and part extreme hills, so I might have problems breeding bees unless I use them like Alveary fan or whatever. So I may put them in the back corner here above this on the surface, and then just use an inner chest to drops back and forth. But this is all extreme hills, and there's some desert on the edge of that. And this is desert, savanna, and extreme hills, and it doesn't work that great because there's not all the bees like the hot weather. But yeah, we're not going to go over a lot of the bee stuff on camera. I mean, we'll gloss over it, but I don't want to really go into the minute details of breeding. It's really boring, and so is all the Thaumcraft research. You can see that node there with the lightning, and that node with the lightning, and this one doesn't have the lightning. But these guys do not refresh themselves. And I don't know what the deal is. They don't get rid of that flux. So now we're back in the nether. So this is my vanilla portal, and I just kind of made a little walkway back here. So we're going to play with the mining turtles in the nether because the way I understand it, if the mining turtles dig out some of the nether ores, they won't piss off Zombie Pigman, even though I will. So we're going to try out our new ender chest thing, which I already used. So we're going to dig out 4 wide holes. One of the things about this script, the way I have it, is it assumes that there's space above their heads to put the ender chest, so I kind of have to manually break out the spot above their heads. But as they're mining down, it won't be a problem. I don't think this will be a problem either. But I just want to make sure they have headroom to put the ender chest, because I don't have any provisions in to test that theory out. But ghasts need a 5x5 area to spawn. So if this is only 4 wide, and there's a gap in between the two, I should be able to make as many of these as I want, and if there's ores down there, we'll get the ores. And I won't have gas spawning in here. And they'll go all the way down to the bottom of the nether and mine everything out, and they won't waste fuel come back up because they'll just dump an ender chest whenever they need to drop stuff off, they'll put an inner chest above their heads and fill it up. So we kind of have to hang out here, which I'll do off camera. But we're going to just let these guys dig all the way down, and right now they're not going to do anything with the lava, so when they hit lava it's just going to be a mess down there. But we just won't go down there. But I wanted to play with some of the nether ores, so we will let them do their thing, and they'll come back up when they're done, and then we'll play with some of the stuff and see what they get. So these guys are finished up, and we're just going to break them down, and we're going to cover up this area that they mined out just so that nothing really spawns here. And I put some half slabs down. I didn't want to leave this area because it'll unload the chunk and the turtles will get reset. So I just had cobble on me. So we got cobble half slabs in our little area here. And I started building a path towards where I have that little dirt thing to produce dark iron. But we'll expand that when I get more, when I get some better half slabs. So let's go back and see what the turtles found. So the sorting system, everything that goes into the sorting system. Do we got ores over here? Yeah, we do. Let's turn this on. That one first, and then that one. The sorting system, everything that doesn't get into the sorting system comes to this chest. So let's see what we got. We got some nether copper, nether tin, and nether redstone. So we're going to have to figure out what we want to do with that stuff. Well, I don't have a macerator, I have a pulverizer. But I think we can pulverize it, so if we set that up, I wonder if I can do it in the induction smelter. That would be good. Do I have room for sorting there? Yeah, so let's go nether copper, nether redstone, and nether tin. As we do some more of that stuff in the nether, we'll get all the nether ores into the processing line, and we'll get everything going. I think those went in here. Yeah. So there's our copper, nether copper. Looks like it made 2. Is that right? Either way, we'll be able to use the nether ores, and I think we'll do something with the netherrack when that barrel gets full. I think I just need a separate line for cobble and netherrack. I think maybe I'll have like a huge magma conversion thing with these guys over here. The magma crucible? Yeah. If you guys have any tips or suggestions or anything that you saw that looks like it's incredibly inefficient, please let me know in the posts, and we'll get some stuff changed around, but I'm sure we'll clean some stuff up. Hopefully I've gone into enough detail that you guys know what I'm doing, but I haven't like micro gone over all the weird stuff I did. And we will catch you guys on the flip side. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone who likes and subscribes, and we'll see you next time.